Welcome everybody. I hope everybody has had a fantastic day. For me, it's 10 o'clock at night here. My day is coming to an end. I've had a phenomenal day in terms of trading. Really happy with it. I've had 5 winners today. Really pleased. I've had 1 loser. However, it's lost, but I re-entered because it gave me another signal, so that's still ongoing. This morning woke up to a 51 pip winner on the dollar yen, head and shoulders, 34 pip. Low and tight flag winner, 29 pip. Not too sure what that was actually. I've got it on the screen. But then a couple of advanced patterns that have won for 27 and 19. So a really good day. Seen some real nice moves in the market, and I'd actually missed 2 winning trades at a 50 odd pip winner. Actually 2 50 pip winners. And I missed them both because I was out. I was out for about 3 hours today. You don't catch them all. So really good day for me. What I want to do is just really run through some trade ideas that I'm looking at. Won't be getting involved now, but maybe first thing in the morning. But I do also want to just run over the new website that I've got, which is being built, which is the Signal service. Some of you may not know about it, you may not have watched the video about it, or you may be new. Basically, it's a website that I'm creating that will have an educational side of it. So there'll be a list of YouTube videos with all the rules and entry techniques that I use for my trades. And on another screen, you'll actually have the live trade log. And what will happen is when I come across a trade, I either 1 do a screenshot or 2 do a video of it. I upload the video or the screenshot to the website, and then it's sent out to registered members. And you actually get that screenshot or the video just as I enter the trade, so before it loses or before it wins. So you actually see the reasons why I've entered the trade, where my entries are, where my stops are, where my targets are, and that trade, the rules will be linked to the educational side of it, which is where all the rules are as well. So as well as learning the way that I trade, or at least looking at the way I trade, and maybe getting ideas from it or even following them, I've had to call it a Signal service because technically that's what it is, even though I don't like that name. So yeah, it's a Signal service. Just confirm it's absolutely free. Nothing is charged, not for the educational service and not for the signals either. I'm hoping that that's going to be ready for in about 4 weeks time. So in the middle of June, I'll actually launch it in a couple of weeks, but I'm just going to wait and have a few weeks of testing it, have a few people using it for a little bit, just make sure that everything's working fine there. So that's where we're up to with that. A few trade ideas then that I'm looking at. We have the euro dollar here, seeing a little bit of movement now just because it's gone 2200 hours here, and we do tend to see that erratic behavior. So it's only on the 5 minute this. 11 pips for 17. We have a triangle here, so thumb move, directional move, minimum 4 touches either side. Stops on the lower time frame always go above the higher level here, and for good reason. If you see what price did here, we broke out the channel, came up to retest around the middle, and have now broken to the downside. So 11 for 17 there. I do want to talk about this Aussie dollar yen trade. This is a very nice opportunity to get involved for a short. So here on the Aussie dollar yen, I'm going to put a structure level on at the closes of the candles just here, and you can see we are working our way down. The lowest levels of structure were here, and we've just been really moving quite directionally here. If you also look at yesterday, well, it's actually only just gone 10 o'clock, so the day before now we had a nice lower close candle here. So we've got room here to come lower of about 69, 70 pips, something like that. Plenty of room here for a day trade. And if we go to a 240, just look at how this market's been moving. New low, outside return, new low, outside return, new low, outside return, new low, expecting a pullback as we're starting to get now, and a continuation lower. We drop to the 60, Anywhere in this outside return, I'm going to be looking for shorting opportunities. First chance entry, which is when we just come into the wicks, you can look at those now. We could maybe look for a double top. There isn't one for me here. If we go to the 240, there is a potential flag setting up. I don't think it'll turn out to be a flag in the end, but there is a potential flag setting up here. If this did turn out to be a flag, entries would be up in around this area somewhere. It would give a really nice opportunity here to get short. So that's something I'm going to take a look at tomorrow. Euro yen. Okay, euro yen, we've got a sell and a buy on this currency pair, and it's probably one that I'm going to stay out of until I get more confirmation. So here on the dailies, structure level on at our structure lows, which is here, and you can see we have now come into that level. So if you're looking for a counter trend trade, maybe a move back up to this structure level, this is where you'd be looking for it. Or if you're anticipating price to violate this level and come lower into the wicks, this is also the area you're going to be looking at. What I would say here is that we've had a pin bar, and then we had this big bearish candle, and then just today, stroke yesterday, we've actually held that level. So you can see there's a bit of a battle going on here between the buyers and sellers. Let's take a look at the 240, and you can actually make the case here that this is a triangle. So we're looking for a sore thumb move. We've got a clear swing here. We've got a directional move, and we've got the market making lower highs just here, giving us a potential triangle like this. Now, because we're at structure, this could very well be a double bottom. It's unlikely that this on the 240 is going to be a double bottom, because if it was, this rally here would have continued and at least retested the highs. It hasn't, and has come back down to this lower level. So this to me is a sign that we're potentially going to break out to the downside. And what you can do is you can simply be aggressive, maybe sell it now, wait for the market to pull back here, sell, or simply wait for the market to break out, pull back, and then the continuation. Now, as we drop down the time frames though, this does get a little bit more complicated, because if we drop to the 60, you can see that right here, I don't want too many arrows on here, but right here we've got a double bottom, and the market rallied up, has come to the level that I would anticipate it to, and then has pulled back. And you can enter in something called a 2618, which is where you buy the 61.8 fib up. But to be honest, this is no longer an opportunity for me, because we've come to the area where I thought price would. Nevertheless, we're coming back down now. We've already retested. If we do come back up to this area, looking for a shorting opportunity here with relatively tight stops just above this level would be something I'm interested in, because there's an awful, if we do break this structure level, we do have room here to go to that 127. You know, we've got around potentially 117 pips of reward. So you do want to make sure that your entry here is crisp. It's solid. A double top up here with a break below, close below entry would be a nice conservative entry for me. Euro dollar we've already done. Let's have a look at the dollar Swiss. I've got a few things on the radar. Don't know how many of these will come off, but market's been moving quite nicely. So dollar Swiss, okay, we are clearly making higher highs here, and we are making higher lows, so we are actually working our way higher. There is room to go higher up to this level on the dailies, and if I just drop to the 240, we actually have an opportunity now, or we're going to have a better one very, very shortly. Just going to go back to the dailies, and I'm going to put a structure level on where price is at the moment, which is right there. And we're going to look left for structure, or structure around this area. And there are two key levels. These were major resistance. Now we've broken above it, become major support. So this is a key area where I would look for a continuation. We throw a fib on, we have come into a 50%. Let's go and take a look at the 240. Now right on that line, and I'm just going to look left and show you that we're still adhering to this structure. We can actually bring this a little bit lower to the closes of the candles just there. And if we look, you can see we've come down into that structure level and held it. Not only that, but we've actually gone oversold here at 7 with, well, with divergence, we don't know yet, but there is the potential for this to come back down and give us a lovely, lovely double bottom. And this would be something that I'd play for a retest of this lower structure level. You could also play for a little bit higher if you're a bit more aggressive, and you could play for that higher structure level all the way back up at 10300s, I think it was. So if we do drop down another time frame though, look at what we've already had. We've already had a double bottom here, and as the market pulls back, you could be aggressive and buy the 61.8 fib. Personally, I wouldn't do that because on the 60 we have come into this lower level of structure, so I'd personally wait here for the 240. Aussie dollar CAD, we've got an at market triangle, lots and lots of triangles and low and tight flags the last few days. Been very profitable on the low and tight flags. I've had 4 for 4 winners. It's been really good. So here we are. Here's our structure lows, and we are down at those structure lows. Let's go to the 240. And again, because we're at that level, we're either going to see the market violate it or hold it, and we're going to see a counter trend move. Nothing here on the 240, simply moving lower. Let's take a look at the 60. And this is where we can see our triangle. And this is the way it looks. I actually think it was on the 15. Yeah, let me drop to the 15. Okay. See this one? Aussie dollar CAD. I have wrote triangle here. I'm wondering if I've got the wrong currency pair. That way. Okay, scrap that. It's not valid. Just going to check it one last time. Nope, it's not valid. Okay, scrap that one. Okay, Euro Aussie. Let's take a look at that one. I've got this one and 2 other pairs to look at. So Euro Aussie on the daily, this was our structure high just here. We have now put in a higher high, a higher close, an indication that we could be coming up to test our structure highs up at this level, so I'd only be looking for long opportunities. We could be looking for a pullback though into the wicks here and a chance to get long. On the 240, we have here double topped. Was it a valid double top? Well, let's go and put a structure level up there. Did it come into structure? I can see we did come into that 16200 psychological number. That's always a good sign, and not too much here on the 240 for a double top. Let's go and drop to the 60, and we can see that double top more prominent. The good thing about this double top is we've actually violated below the B point here, so put a fib on. You would be looking for a 61.8 fib and to sell the market if it met your rules. Now, this double top though has occurred when we have an AB equals CD pattern. That may not have been it. 1 second. Was it this one? Let's duplicate that. Move it over. Yep, that's the one. So we've got an AB equals CD pattern there. Might be able to see it better on the 240. Yep, there it is. Do we have any fib confluence up there? Well, 1414. No, 1618. No real fib confluence up there. Minor structure, but it has formed a double top. You can then look for fib targets. So again, wait for price to retrace into a 61.8 fib. Look for that move down into that 38.2. Pound dollar. We have a cipher that's, well, you're getting a really good entry on it at the moment. The market has been working its way lower here, where if we've come into the wicks on the daily time frame. So if you're looking for a counter move, this is the zone that you'd look for it. Down on the 240, this is where we have our pattern. So we have X to A to B, B to C, C to D completion around here, which is the 786. We've actually tapped the 886 now, so you're getting a far better reward to risk, and you're simply looking to buy up the market and play for that 38.2 fib. Or of course you can drop to the lower time frames and wait for a little bit more confirmation, maybe a violation of structure, maybe another pattern, head and shoulders, whatever it may be. And the last one, New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen, we have a, what do we have here? This was a head and shoulders. It's actually on the lower time frame, this, so I'm going to put a structure level on at the candle closes. You can see we've violated the candle closes, but we are still within the wick, so no opportunities for me on the dailies. Here on the 240, this will be a different story. On the 240, you can see the closes are all the way down here. So if you're trading off the 240, there is a lot of room to the downside here. Certainly you had a move lower here, pull back, move lower, pull back, move lower, pull back, and then we're having sideways movements. Let's go to the 60. Nothing really here on the 60 for me. Let's go to the 15. And this is where we can see our very, very nice head and shoulders. Head and shoulders is a rotation pattern, so we typically see a rally, a pullback, another rally which makes a new high, a pullback, the right shoulder. You can see we did not violate the left shoulder, and then just here we do have a break below, close below, giving us an initial structure low, a sign here that we're seeing a potential rotation. We saw a pullback into our structure level, which is anywhere within our outside return, which is here. And we then look for the market to come lower, and I'm looking for a full extension here to retest the lows. This is actually a trade I'm in. For me, I have 26 pips of risk on the table here, looking for a reward of 44. I am playing for a bit of an extension from the look of it. Let's go out to the 240. Yeah, playing for a retest of pretty much the structural lows there. So quite a few trading opportunities here. Whether or not any of them come off in the night, I don't know. Favourite is the Aussie dollar yen for a trend continuation. So there we go. Quite a lot of trades to look at there. The website, again, hopefully in about 4 weeks it'll be done. I'm hoping to launch it in 2 weeks with a few people using it just to make sure that everything is working fine. But I will give you another update on that when I have a little bit more information.